Okay, so if you are a high ticket B2B founder, or if you're just selling low ticket, but you have premium products and you're selling to customers that actually have money, right? This is going to be very important in your advertising. It's actually assembling a set of steps that will get the customer a result. Okay, so if you are in the high ticket space, which is very broad, I know, but if you're, let's say, a training company or a coaching company, you have a set of steps or a protocol that helps your clients and customers get results. So, in order to get people on board with your methodology, you need to actually assemble those steps in written form and in video form. So, we're going to do this in written form because once you have this out, your team can reference it. You actually have a protocol that you can give to clients, and that can support you in the fulfillment. And it can also use, or it can be used as a sales and marketing asset in order to ship out to your clients, and you can put it inside a dynamic sales letter. Okay, so I know that's a lot to say, but the the point is you're going to take the state one of where your customer is at right now, and then state two of the result that they're trying to achieve, and you boil this down into steps, and you put it in a Google document or a Notion document, and you have reference to it at all times. Okay, so how do you actually assemble the steps though? Because that's really important, and you can use that copy and that flow in all of your advertisements and all of your email marketing and all of your sales calls and in your service delivery or in your product delivery, right? So keep in mind that the process might not start out perfectly, and you're going to have to adapt this over time. So to start, just take your best customer or your best client or someone who used your product in a really unique way and got a great result, and then just boil down what they did. You can even interview them and ask them what they did to achieve that result. All right, but the point is you're going to take a list of between 5 to 7 steps. You don't need it to be too long, but you don't want it to be too short of just like a 3-step process because that's kind of elementary, right? You want this to be extremely in depth. But here's the important part. For each step, you want to include all of this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to include is the reason why it's important. So let's say that I am a health coach and I have a 7-step process for getting in the best shape of your life and achieving X, Y, and Z, right? So the reason why it's important, step number 1 maybe is tracking your calories. All right. So if you're tracking your calories, you need to explain why it's important. Without doing this, you won't get results. If you do this, you'll feel better than ever. You'll have more energy. You'll get a baseline for where you need to start, and you'll be able to make changes in your life. Okay. So you have to explain why it's important. Next, you're going to describe the activities in the step if they are not obvious to the niche or to the niche. So go in a high level of detail and use analogies and stories if possible. All right. So a lot of people will tell you to go track your calories, right? If they're a health coach, but they won't actually explain the rationale behind doing it. All right. So you're going to describe the activities and the rationale behind doing that. All right, so you're going to say, you're going to wake up and you're going to maybe fast for a couple hours or a few hours, and you're going to go lightning fast through all your work because you're going to be extremely focused. And then around lunch, the reason why you want to track your calories is it gives you a good mindset of where you're going to be going for dinner, how you're going to be feeling throughout the day, and exactly what you need to do to get into the best shape that week and stay on track. All right, so you're going to actually detail out what they're going to be eating or how they're going to be tracking and describe all those activities. Now, the same applies if you are a cybersecurity company or a cybersecurity firm. Maybe the first step is that you need to do a huge data audit. So you're going to explain that audit in depth, and you are going to describe as much detail as possible. All right. Next, you're going to provide examples and stories. Okay, so this is slightly optional, but it helps if while you're describing that first step that they're taking or the second or third step that they're taking, you actually pull in customer stories. All right, because if you're doing this, it helps give context to new clients and customers that come into your business, whether this is through an ad or whether it's in a sales call or whether it's in a written guide or a document. You are going to be explaining the steps in context to other clients and customers and their experience so that your current clients and customers can pull from the reference context and reference experiences of past clients and customers. All right. As an added bonus, it helps you look really good if you're referencing your other customers and clients who have used your protocol or your steps before. Okay, so you're going to provide exhaustible proof of point. And this is where you can pull in your case studies, right? So if you're a cybersecurity firm, you're weaving in stories about how you achieved X, Y, and Z result for past customers. And this is going in the actual steps, all right? Finally, you're going to provide pictures and videos to illustrate the points. So this could be customer interviews or customer quick little talking points in a YouTube video that you can link to, or a screen share of a Loom video that actually shows people how to do that step, right? So you're going to actually provide those pictures and videos to make sure that they understand what's going on. You can provide guide pictures, guide videos, how-to guides, right? So you actually want to make this useful. Next, you're going to answer questions or address any edge cases that may apply. So what about this situation? What if this happens, right? So your clients and customers, they're all going to have the same questions, right? Over and over again, you're going to get, well, what if I can't do this because I'm so special, right? But as you know, most of your clients are the exact same. They ask the same questions and they think that their case is so unique, but they just need affirmation that they're in the right place, they're doing the right thing. So you're going to actually write that down. As tedious as it may seem, you're going to say, well, what if this happens? You know, all those common things that come up, you're going to put them inside the step. All right. And then finally, you're going to give actionable advice or tools that they can use for that given step. So again, if you're a cybersecurity firm and that first step in your protocol is doing a huge data audit and you're explaining how to do that, you're explaining how it kind of weaves into your methodology, you're going to actually give them advice on what to look for when they're doing that, how to hire agencies that will be useful for them. Even if you are selling your actual firm to them, you can talk about the process of finding a good firm, right? So give them actionable advice on how to make the right decision, and then also give them the tools that they're going to need, even if that tool is actually yourself or some software that you're selling, right? So just give them the advice and give them the tools laid out in that step. And then finally, create a model and describe contrast. So if you are comparing your methodology or your steps to other methodologies that are out there, before you're not even talking about your product or talking about your service quite yet. You're just creating a model or describing why your methodology or this methodology is more useful than other things that are in the market. All right, and then finally, you are going to, if you're comparing those old models and new methods, use a actual probability approach to deriving the value. Okay, so if you need to pull in graphs and data to do that, make sure that it's very clear of, hey, this is the old thing that people are doing in the market. This methodology talks about a new thing, and this step is the thing that you need to follow in order to get the result that you actually want. Okay, so again, you're going to explain why it's important. You're going to describe the activities in the step. You're going to provide examples and stories. You're going to use a bunch of proof by pulling in your case studies and those examples and stories from other customers and clients. And then you're going to provide how-to pictures and videos to illustrate what they actually need to do in that step. And then you're going to answer questions and address any of the edge cases of what if I can't do that? It's basically an FAQ section, very short and condensed. And then you're going to give actionable advice and tools that they can use for that step. And you don't necessarily need to introduce your product. It's just a step that explains your methodology. Next, you're going to give give some contrast to other things that are in the market and how this methodology is superior. And then, if necessary, you're going to pull in proof to actually prove that. And that's pretty much it. So you do that for each of your 5 to 7 steps. And again, to review, let's say that you're a cybersecurity firm. The first step might be pulling data. That second step might be doing a cyber risk analysis. The third step might be hiring a team of cybersecurity professionals and the methodology for doing that. The fourth step might be training that team up using content. The fifth step might be systematizing the processes using AI, right? Okay, so there's a couple things that you could think about, and you might not know these steps, but go to your best clients and customers and kind of build out this protocol that you can use for marketing and for fulfillment and for basically running your business and boiling your business down to a protocol. It's really helpful, and go put out those steps. If you need help doing it, go book a call with us and chat. Thanks. Bye.